I made a VR exhibit essentially that gave users and players of the experience an opportunity to experience puppets in virtual reality. And I tried to simulate the whole experience to be as physically realistic as possible. There are loose puppets lying around. There are set pieces and props that you might find on a puppet stage. Um, and everything is movable. So once you get into the space, you can move everything around, play with everything, and just experience physically realistic movements. As I was thinking about the design of this space, I ended up landing on VR because I was trying to emulate like the physics of manipulating a puppet, and it is a very like physical process. So VR is good at really making the puppet and all of the elements, like the props that you would find around puppets, feel like they're in the space with the user. It also does a good job of allowing people to be very intuitive with movements, whereas if I made this on a flat screen, people would have to interact with this exhibit through a keyboard and a mouse, and that isn't nearly as intuitive as just holding a controller and moving the puppet, rotating as you would with a real puppet. I've asked kids that spend a lot of time with this experience, and I think their favorite part has been just moving objects and playing around with the physics. I think when they really like stacking up all the props and playing around with like height, and they do like seeing how the objects react to being dropped from like a high height. And they kind of like seeing it wig out and do funny things. I guess in that space, it's safe to throw things and play around with what it means to do things that you wouldn't be allowed to do in real life. Like if he came in here and just threw the puppet against the wall, like he'd get in trouble. But in that space, he can like play with what it means to how things react in physics. Everyone who comes into this exhibit has some kind of connection to puppets, so they feel welcome in the space. Um, and it touches some part of them. I also love how interactive it is and how everyone is welcome to come in and create.